topic I'm doing today is using video in the elementary classroom for reflective teaching. Okay? Alright, next. There it is, reflective teaching. Reflective teaching language involves teachers systematically gathering data about their teaching and using this information to make an informed decision about their practice. And that's Farrell. This guy was very prominent on the COTESO talking circuit and so forth. A lot of the presentations, he deals a lot with reflective practice. That's what he said about it. Because the center of the language teacher's reflection is based on his or her actual teaching experiences, our actions in the classrooms are deliberate and not based on what has always been done or the feelings or impulses. Okay? Next. Richard defines a self-observation as a teaching making a record of a lesson, either in the form of a written account or an audio-video recording of a lesson, and using the information obtained as a source of feedback on his or her teaching. Okay? So basically what we're saying is, get a video, set it up, or a recorder, set it up in the classroom, and videotape yourself. Don't worry about all the aesthetic stuff, like it says, you want to use the data to help you to improve your teaching. Not like, oh, I need to lose 20 pounds, or I don't like that jacket I'm wearing, and so forth. It's not going to help you. Okay? So basically what I'm going to do today is just go through a series of things and actually show you how it's done, and then take some questions and we'll see. Okay? Next. So, using the video recording, it provides an objective record of what has occurred in the classroom. The recording can be viewed alone or with other teachers. When I first did it, I was doing the research for it, I sat down, because usually on Tuesdays at my school I teach a teacher's workshop, so I sat down with them and let them watch the video, and I got feedback from them. Then I got some feedback from some other teachers, elementary school teachers that I work with, and I got some feedback from them also. Recorded lessons can be made a regular feature of the class. Not all the recordings need to be used for reflection, but students and teachers will become comfortable with the presence of a recorder in the classroom. When I first did it with the students, they were a little bit uncomfortable with the video, but I did it after about the second or third time. They became a bit more comfortable, so it wasn't an issue. But that could be an issue because sometimes you might get students that might play up for the camera or will do things that they not normally do. Next. Things to consider when using a recorder in your classroom. Have it placed in a strategic spot in the classroom. Like this young lady here, she's panning me, Maybe you might want to set it up at the back. If you have a co-teacher, you might want to have the co-teacher do it. If you don't have a co-teacher, but you have a trusted student that's pretty smart, pretty quick, you can ask that student to do it. Or you can strategically place it somewhere, in the desk, or in front of you, or on the side. Okay? You can consider using more than one recorder. Make sure the equipment is working properly before the class starts. Batteries, plug, lights, just be prepared. Because things with video, sometimes you have to do it more than once to get the desired effect that you want. Right? So, like I said, I've been in Gwangyang for about 6 years. I've been at this particular school for 5 years. And this is my class profile. I did a class profile. So this was my 6th grade class, right? There was about 15 females and there was 14 males, ages 12 to 13, right? There was some Korean and there was a few Chinese children in my class. All right, so this is kind of like my belief, mantra, whatever. In my elementary class of 29 students, language is a barrier, okay? But one way of breaking down barriers is the use of non-verbal communication in the classroom. And that's what I wanted to focus on with using the video in the classroom. And basically, kind of at the apex of what I'm speaking about today. So, maybe 2 questions you can consider, or if you come up with other questions, no problem. Is nonverbal communication useful in the classroom? And what were my students' response to my use of nonverbal communication in the classroom? So, these are the 2 things I would like you to think about when we're watching the video, which I'm going to put up in a minute. Just think about that. Okay.
Good afternoon, students. Hello, everyone. That's my friend that told that. All right. How are you this afternoon? I'm fine, thank you. And you? Oh, not so good. Very hot. Let's have a good class. Let's have a good class. So let's start off with the journal. Okay, so please take out your pencil and your paper and please write the journal. Take about 1 minute to write the journal and then we'll start. Okay. Alright, so while we're still writing, I'll continue a bit and you can finish writing. Alright, so everybody, journal. Date. Monday, September 6th. 2010. Weather. Today the weather is rainy and cloudy. What's the weather like outside today? Rainy, cloudy. So I'm going to ask you a question. How was your vacation? If it was good, give me a body action. It was good. It was fun. How was your vacation? It wasn't fun. Okay? But no speaking. I just want you to use your body language to tell me if your vacation was good or if your vacation wasn't good. Okay? All right.
Now, what I want to do is some of the research I did for this. Well, I sat down and I did the research for the video. I want to show you what I came up with. Okay, keeping in mind the data that I want to give you, what I came up with. Okay, let's see the next slide. All right. So in the first 1 to 2 minutes, okay. All right. So just T as teacher, S as student. Just to help you out. So I was standing straight, smiling, direct eye contact when speaking with the students. The wave of hand to match the verbal communication of the hello and the greeting at the beginning of the class. Hello, class. Right? So it's going to be basically teacher, student, teacher, student. That's the way I'm going. Okay. Next, the student waved back to match the verbal communication. Teacher. During greeting segment, the teacher uses non-verbal communication to express the hot weather. Teacher points to head and fans himself with his fingers. Okay? Next. Okay, so the 2nd minute to the 4th minute. Teacher uses hand gestures to bring the learner's attention to the topic that is being discussed. Nice to see you again. Okay? Student response by extending hand for greeting and nods head slightly forward while smiling. Okay? Using video to reflect on my teaching was useful because it allowed me to know when and how and why I used my nonverbal behaviors. Okay? This helped me to answer my question on the usefulness of my nonverbal behaviors in the classroom and to observe my students' response to my behavior, which also helped me learn if I was maintaining an effective learning environment. Okay? Let's move on. Let's see. That next. Oh, thank you.
Alright, hello. My name is Femi from Nigeria. I study at Johnson University. I really enjoyed today's talk. Even though the speaker focused on English language, I was able to learn a number of things for my course. I mean, because I have to make presentations at conferences and things like that, so I got a lot of ideas about how to, have video sessions to reflect, to fine-tune my presentation, to be able to keep the audience attention and things like that. So I think it was a nice thing. And I also had some time to talk to the speaker afterwards.